It was a welcome sight to see a return of face-to-face discussions and personal interactions. The buzz in the building was back. For the Steelers, with Ben Roethlisberger retiring just weeks earlier and the start of free agency a few weeks away, General Manager Kevin Colbert touched on a topic he hasn't had to talk about much since the Steelers selected the quarterback in the 2004 NFL Draft.
Quarterback is obviously a huge position in any given season, especially this year with our Hall of Fame quarterback calling it a career. So I believe it's a quality class. There might not be the number of players at that position that there have been in the past, but it's certainly good quality, and there's going to be starting NFL quarterbacks coming out of this class for sure. Yeah, we'll look at every potential to replace any given player at any given position. We'll always start with the trade market, the unrestricted free agency, the college draft. There's a lot of different avenues that players can come from, and it's our job to keep up with each and every one of them. Because you go in with an idea about who may be available via trade through our various calls, you'll continue to gather information on the evaluations of those players, and then you get into the specifics as to what you're trading away from.
It's always a great time of year, off-season, building a football team.
It's great to be back here, and we're almost back to normal, which is great for everything.
We're very fortunate to be joined now by a man that, let's be honest, a towering figure in terms of building one of the top teams in the AFC for 2 decades. Kevin Colbert. Is this a real retirement?
Well, we've left the door, we've left it open, and I don't want to be whoever the next person is. If I can help and not hinder, great. When Art Rooney and myself interview some candidates for the position, our focus is really on unrestricted free agency, the draft, and you really don't have time to reflect on what may be happening afterwards. So we're really, our focus is right now just trying to do the best we can for our team this off season and see where it goes.
As Colbert finished his rounds with the media, he did so with a familiar face and another member of the 2004 draft class.
Maximilian. What's up, Maximilian?
Max Starks was selected by Colbert and the Steelers in the 3rd round of the 2004 NFL Draft. He went on to play 10 seasons, winning 2 Super Bowls along the way. He has stayed in the game now, working as a member of the Steelers radio network team.
When I had the opportunity of interviewing Kevin Colbert, it was a full circle moment. It was a very surreal moment for me because I remember being interviewed by him in the Steelers organization when I was here 18 years ago. So to come from interviewee to interviewer for a man that's been a part of this entire process for all of the 21st century, who's been an architect for the Steelers teams and personnel, it's truly a blessing. I'm like the historian because I actually lived through those years. So to watch it from being inside the building to then seeing it from the outside of the building and then being on the sidelines gave me a lot of cumulative experiences and thoughts. I mean, I've come a long way since OL 41, which was my number when I came here to the Combine. I still have the sweatshirt, and now guys have custom embroidered shirts, and we had like this wool type of sweatshirt. Being a former player and being here at the Combine, I think, presents a very unique lens. Now being on the media side of it, you kind of see how the sausage is made, you know, and I think that's kind of one of the cool things because I've been on both sides of this, so it gives me a unique perspective. I think that's what makes this really cool because now it's kind of being a shepherd between the fans and the audience that's listening to us, also to the player's perspective. So you kind of you're that medium in between. So when I look back on my time here in the interview processes, everybody wants to pretend they like you here. So when I look at that, I had no clue the Steelers were that interested in me. I thought they were kind of going through the paces and just interviewing me because I didn't have an official visit afterwards. I didn't have a private workout. Coach Cowher came to my pro day only for the weigh-in and then was not there for any drill work or the 40s or any outdoor stuff. So for me, it was kind of crazy to have that call come.
And it was here in Indianapolis that Starks had a chance meeting with the man who scouted him nearly 20 years earlier.
It's funny that, you know, when we look at this path, Kelvin Fisher was actually the integral piece that I think got me over the top, that got me an opportunity with the Steelers. What do you remember about me from the '04 Combine and stuff?
Big, smooth, athletic guy. Great feet.
Yeah,
Great feet.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think, I want to say, I believe you had an ankle injury that year during the season. You pretty much played on it all season.
Did not miss. I missed one morning practice and 2-a-days.
Okay, yeah, and I think, it was refreshing to see, because when you're playing with a bad ankle, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then to see you at the Combine, everything fresh, healed, ready to go.
Yeah.
Looks a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to spend a lot of time going up to the scout's office and just chopping it up and just talking with them. And I had some long conversations with Fish, and then I was training at Athletes Performance, which is now Exos out in Arizona at the time. And so I realized that Fish was there the whole time, looking at and watching and how I interacted. And so all those years later, as we're talking, he's like, Max, I'm the West Coast coordinator, so when you landed at API with Eugene Parker, I was like, let me go over and see what this guy is. So I made sure that I said my piece in favor of you. It was something that meant a lot to me. So, when I look at special moments, Kelvin Fisher is one of those guys that sticks out to me, because he was one of the guys that I was actually, he was closer to me than I even knew, and then we gained a great relationship over the years because of it. I think one of the unique things that made the Steelers different was I could come talk to guys like
I could
have that interaction with the scouting department,
right.
And it made you want to interact, with you guys.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it to the fullest. And when you put all that work in, it's rewarding when they draft one of your guys. Yeah. And then if that guy pans out, it's even more rewarding, because you're like, I was on point with it. Because you do a lot of work maybe for one guy.
Yeah, exactly. All those reports.
Yes, one guy. You really get to know these guys, man. And especially they're young men at that time. And then all of a sudden, you may draft them. They come to your organization, and you see them grow. And especially when you have good people like you, you see, okay, I just think you just got to evaluate the right way, know who fits you, and hope they fall to you.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's one of the key things is these guys dropping to you, the guys that you want.
I'll let you get on.
Oh, definitely, man. It's good seeing you too, man.
It was good seeing you too.